Hey, so this is Michael Wagner, and I'm showing off my diorama scene. So right here you can see I have all my high poly and low poly assets organized. Let me turn on wireframe real quick, and you can tell these are all the triangulated assets, game ready assets, and then behind them are the high poly assets that I use to bake. So you can see here's these trash bags here and these small potato chips here. Those are both organic. So those took slightly different processes, but I'll start with one that was more simple. This was the first one I created, which was the laptop. So you can see back here, here's the laptop, and it has subdivision on it. So all I did to kind of make the low poly of that was take off the subdivision, but then you can see there's still a lot of geometry, and I kind of simplified that all down. I made the keyboard and the spacebar kind of one whole block, kind of like what we did to the clamp in the lecture video, and then let the normal map kind of take care of the rest in terms of those keys that you can kind of tell are there when we shift around the light. And then I might as well show the UVs of these as well. Let me go into faces right here, and you can see I rectified the UVs, minimum stretch, and just everything that could give me the best results there. Offset it a little bit to bake, and then you can see here's the seams right here. Just separate the back of the laptop from the front of the laptop, and then make these keys separate UVs to show up separately on the map. That way nothing's stretched on the up and down on the y-axis there. And then I'll show a different process here for the organic assets. It was a different process. I think both of them I used the technique of creating a simple, I think it was a UV sphere over top of the high poly asset, and then using shrink wrap to get that stuck on tight to the high poly asset, and then using the retopology tool set to kind of figure that out from there. These tools right here. And then make that cage just like that, make that low poly, and then extrude that into the cage. And then going back to model, we can go to shading and show kind of doing the materials on here. So for some reason this doesn't have the material. Oh, that's the high poly. Here we go, this standard kind of setup here, inverting the color, and then applying the normal map for these. These are the chips. On these you almost can't tell that there's a UV map on there until you zoom in a lot, but it kind of tries to emulate the edges. It's more obvious on something like maybe the helmet here will show a more obvious view of that, where this helmet is really low geometry compared to this one. Try to keep the silhouettes as close as possible, but then have those details there. Same with here. There's a lot more edge loops along this high poly cylinder than there are here, but you still kind of have the details of the shading from the normal map and how the light reacts to it there. And then the TV, this light, which I placed on the wall in the diorama. So here's the diorama, and you might be able to tell I didn't finish every single asset like these two and this one. That's just because of time. I simply wasn't able to finish everything, but I might as well describe, I think, what I would have done here, which was, if I was to continue this, maybe I will, maybe I won't, I don't know, but probably do something similar to what we did with the candle and the candle wick for this, and separate all the leaves into different parts, use the shrink wrap modifier along the stem, making that just a simple cube or something, and then same kind of thing for this like lumpy dirt. For this trash can, it'd probably be simple as just taking off this subdivision and simplifying this geometry a little bit, taking out edge loops, and there is an interior to this, so that might cause a bit of issues with the cage, so maybe make a custom cage for that or something. But yeah, overall, I think I learned a lot from this project, and I think that's it for my overview.